Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mindfulness with Kelly. I'm so honoured and privileged to have you follow me again for this session. Today, we're going to be exploring the meaning of karma, and then we're going to do a receptivity meditation afterwards. I wanted to describe karma from, I guess, a Buddhist perspective. And I wanted to start off by saying what karma isn't. And karma can be a very difficult subject, to explore. So what karma isn't is it's not fate or destiny. A lot of people assume that it's just fate or destiny. And everything that's bad or happens to you isn't your fault. Or forces, or there are a lot more, I guess, cosmic forces at play. And what it is its consequences of our willed actions are appropriate to the volitional forces or impulses behind an action. And it's nuanced and it's slightly subtle. So I just want to repeat that again. So its consequences of our willed actions are appropriate to the volitional impulses behind our actions. And it's nuanced and it can be quite subtle. The law of karma is descriptive and not prescriptive of what happens. So it doesn't work backwards. So you can't look at a consequence and say, because of that consequence, that's happened. It doesn't work like that. It works forwards. And karma as a word just literally means action. And in Buddhist terms, we use skillful actions and unskillful actions. And the cultivation of skillful action is, we're talking about the mind, can be interpreted in meditation. So we are aiming through our mind-body connection to cultivate positive emotion. And I guess, and that's an example of positive action. An example of negative action or unskillful action, I think would be more appropriate, is rehearsing. I'll give you an example. So it'd be about, and I'm sure I do it, so many times a day, but it's got to do with rehearsing a conversation in your mind with the intent that you'll win that conversation. And it's even before that conversation has kind of taken place. So you're rehearsing in your mind, they're going to say that, you're going to say this, and you'll win by doing that. And that's how you have to get your point across. And I guess that's unskillful actions of mental states, because you're proliferating your thoughts into something that might not even transpire. And I guess looking at those two states of skillful and unskillful responses, we create the world we live in. And an example of that is at the Buddhist Center. I know this one person that as soon as they walk into the room, they just radiate the room with positivity. And I often speak to this person, and most of his response is, well, I'm lucky to have happy people in my life. And I don't believe that I think that's a mirror of what he provides the world. And it's, you create the world that you want to live in with positivity or openness. And I guess another example of creating the world that we live in is if you look through the lens of being critical to everyone, including yourself, then the world will mirror that you see through the lens of being critical. The world will mirror that. And people see, or people experience life through fear, life through uncertainty, and I guess your assumptions will actually become true because that's the seeds that you're kind of sowing in your experience. So our responses create the world we live in. And the idea of karma is that you can continually get the teachings you need in order to open up your heart to a different way of being. To the degree that you didn't understand in the past how to stop protecting your soft spot, how to stop armoring your heart, now you are given this valuable teaching that form life. And that's all I wanted to explore with karma. It's such an interesting subject, and I think the biggest, I guess, thing around karma is it's mysterious, and it's tapping into that mystery and tapping into that unraveling and unfolding of life. So now set yourself up for a meditation practice. We're going to explore in this meditation a little bit of receptivity. So being receptive of our experience in the here and now. And that kind of draws through the will, the skill or unskillful mental states. So when you're ready, if you sit on a chair, or you can sit on, or you can lay on the floor, or you can sit on a cushion, but set yourself up so that you're comfortable in whatever way that means to you. And slowly just close your eyes. And slowly just soften into the cushion or on the floor. Just allow the weight of your body to really just let go of the weight, and feel the weight on the floor. And just notice the clothes on your skin. And just slowly begin to soften into your experience with receptivity to what arises. And just slowly connect to your breath with open awareness. And meditation should never be forced. You can't force anything in your experience. It's just about having open awareness of what's going on in your body now. And you could be experiencing pleasant emotions or unpleasant emotions. Or you could be feeling quite neutral. But whatever arises in your experience, just allow it to be there. And just check into your emotional tone. And just be receptive for whatever arises. And you view your body as one big energy force. And allow your awareness to stretch over the whole of your body. And just try and soften and relax further. Just start by noticing your legs softening and relaxing. And just soften all the groin muscles, pelvic bones. Just allow it all to soften. And see if you can smooth out any bumps. And just notice the sensations around your stomach. And be receptive to any feelings. This is all about feeling and not thinking. And just be open and curious like a child would be, exploring some new phenomenon. Now begin to notice your shoulders. And again, see if you can soften your shoulders further. See if you can relax deeper by allowing your shoulders to soften further. And when your shoulders soften further, what does that feel like? And just notice the whole of your head. And just notice your jaw. Does it feel soft or is it clenched? Just be aware that you're noticing. And all the face muscles. Just again soften further. And if your mind is quite busy, that's okay. Every time you notice a thought arise, with kindness, just come back to the breath and come back to the body with receptivity and openness. Now we're going to let go of paying attention to different parts of the body. And just see if you can really stretch your awareness around the energy of the body. See if you're receptive of the energy being in your body feels. And just soften even more into that experience. And see if you can be receptive of the stillness that this practice creates. Because there's no such thing as a good meditation or a bad meditation. It's just being receptive for whatever arises in your experience in the now. And just see if you can follow the rate and rhythm of your breath with limited effort. Because your breath happens continually. It's automatic. And just see if you can notice where your breath begins and where your breath ends. And just slowly soften further into the practice. And stretch and soften your awareness through the whole of your body and through your experience. Just becoming receptive of difficult emotions or discomfort. Feel it and not think it. It's getting to know your feelings well. And if your mind wanders off, that's completely fine. That's our normal monkey mind. The joy is when you notice and you come back to the breath with kindness towards yourself. And just be receptive to whatever arises. It can be pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. But be receptive with an open heart and a childlike behavior of curiosity. Okay, now we're just going to slowly let go of the practice. Slowly reduce your effort. And just start to notice if anything's changed from the beginning of the practice until now, without judgment, with complete receptivity and absorption. So now start to notice the sounds inside the room. Notice the sounds outside the room. and visualize the room you're sitting in, and come back to the body, come back to the breath, and connect to the breath like an anchor. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. And just absorb the practice that you've just done, because part of the meditation, or actually, I guess most of our meditation happens outside or off the mat. The benefits of sitting on the mat, you get the benefits off the mat. So just really absorb what you're beginning to cultivate, because you're cultivating positive emotions, and it's not necessarily, it can be quite challenging to turn towards your experience. And yeah, I really appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing, hopefully, most of you back my next session. Have a lovely day.